I don't think I couldn't help it. I could not help it. Yeah, I couldn't help it. I don't think I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. All right, let's turn this thing off here. I could not help it. I can't help it. Shit. Yeah, I couldn't help it. I don't think I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. All right, let's turn this thing off here. I could not help it. I can't help it. Shit. All right, here we go. Test, test, test. We live mo 3 times. Check this out. This is a little before school type of thing. I ran into this and I cannot help. I cannot help anytime I see Judge Joe Brown to take a look. This is from the Art of Dialogue. Guys, check them out. First of all, let's go. They do so many good interviews. I'm thoroughly entertained by them. Check out their page right now. They got Dr. Umar on there. He's always like a reoccurring guest. Judge Joe Brown, of course, when I feel like being PO'd, I go and watch one of their Judge Joe Brown shows. But it's kind of like a behind the cam type of interview, and it puts I would say it puts all of the light on the interviewee. So with that, let's go back to Judge Joe Brown on this. I'm gonna hit the back, and then I'm gonna boom. There, look, that's how it comes on and everything. Check them out. I love this channel.
How you feel about the woman who was killed by the ICE agent in Minnesota?
He's talking about
what I
good.
saw, she was dead wrong in terms of put herself in a position where the officer had a legitimate justification for using deadly force.
That is already. I'm loving exactly everything that Judge Joe Brown has to say. And I don't really mean that I'm loving it coming from my heart. I just love it because this is just beautiful content right here. You know what I mean? Like, he's basically saying this lady put herself in that position, and the officer had justification. Once again, mo 3 times. We're doing a little talking shit, getting clicks. This is the preamble to the show. Don't worry. I'm going to come in with a little intro music and everything in about 9 minutes from now. But while we're here, while we are here, hold on. Let me turn it down just a bit. I can turn it down. All right, there we go. Turn it down just a bit. All right, a little bit more. All right. So he said that right off the gate, he says that she put herself in that situation, and I think that's messed up because I mean this is ultimately what we all would agree to be victim blaming. You know what I mean? Like, it is definitely victim blaming. That's what that jerk is doing right now. So that's how he starts it off. I mean, I don't think like self-defense begins with the civilian should not have been there. It begins like with whether the deadly force was necessary, whether the deadly force was proportionate to what was going on, and if it was unavoidable at the moment. And this is Renee Good we're talking about. We're not talking about Alex Pretty yet. We're not talking about him. So, like, anytime that you place the responsibility on a civilian before evaluating an officer is just legally effing backwards. Let the children sing. Come on, Judge Joe Brown. Continue with this bullshit, please.
Her wife was driving the car or in the car, and they hit him. And I hear this all the time. He shouldn't have done it. I said, well, you know what? And
well, let me stop him right there. He's saying that they said she hit him with the car, and like that is something that people did come out claiming. The president said that, JD Vance said that, Kristi Noem said that, but that claim has already been walked back by the Trump administration itself. The early ICE statements kind of implied that there was a vehicular assault, if you will, and Later, they clarified it, and admitted the facts were disputed and still under investigation. With that, I'm not gonna lie, that butter leather he's wearing is mad buttery. I'm not gonna lie, you got that off Old School.
Defense, you don't have to wait until somebody runs you through with their sword before you can engage in defending against a potential sword thrust.
Potential sword thrust. That's interesting, because we're not talking about swords here. We're talking about an actual vehicle, like a car. You know what I mean? And cars and swords are not equal. And yeah.
Because by the time they've run you through, you may already be dead and just not know it. So you don't have to wait till that happens. You can react. So it's like, hey, get ready for it. It's like the John Wick franchise. There are consequences. You need to be very much aware of the consequences. And when you're demonstrating, that does not mean interfering with law enforcement.
I get it. But bro, like John Wick comparison, like the movie is not a legal standard at all. And police are trained professionals. They're supposed to be trained professionals. They're not just, I don't know, civilians reacting off of instinct. I mean, John Wick wasn't a civilian back then. John Wick, if these guys were John Wick, that lady would be safe. That lady would be safe, because I've never seen John Wick kill somebody because they had stuffed animals, you know, or because they were inching their car along trying to clear the roadway like you instructed her to do the first time, and told her to stop the second time. And then when you shot her, you said that you were afraid. But when the look I see on the video looks like you're pissed off. That's what it looks like. Like when you're switching hands with the camera, it's not like you're afraid, because I mean, I don't give a F about my phone if I think a car is gonna, you know, drop me down. I'm pulling the gun out. I need two hands to shoot. You know what I mean? But obviously he didn't. You know, he was just doing this thing. And then he said demonstrating doesn't mean interfering with law enforcement, which is correct. I said that was correct. And nothing in a public record shows Renee Good was armed, attacking, or attempting to kill anyone. So standing near or arguing with law enforcement is constitutionally protected speech. We can get on that when we talk about Alex Pretty, but it's not a death eligible type of offense. You know what I mean? And we saw the video. Let him go.
You can photograph it or doing something else, but when you stick your nose in it and you get physically involved in the whole thing, you got a problem. So I'm looking at what's on the video. You've got a flow of traffic going in one direction. You've got somebody with their vehicle parked perpendicular to the flow of traffic. It's blocking a lot of things. You need to...
Well, they already did the investigation, and when she was like in the middle of the traffic, she had actually backed up. You can actually see traffic actually going through there, so it wasn't really blocking the flow of traffic. But even if you were to block the flow of traffic, you know, does non-compliance equal death? You know, I don't think parking perpendicular in traffic is a fucking capital offense. Excuse my language already. I haven't started the show yet, so that didn't even really happen. And it doesn't really, just evaporate her constitutional protections. So, I mean, Renee Good was summarily executed because someone was untrained, ignorant, and hateful, allegedly. Keep on, Joe, though. Keep on going, Joe.
Comply with what the officers are saying and get the devil out of the way so that things do not get out of hand and the public peace, dignity, and order is broken. That's a bad thing. So
Bars.
When you put yourself in that kind of situation where you are defiant, you decide that instead of stopping the vehicle and awaiting instructions with your hands clearly in view, you decide you're going to do what you do. Well, that guy wants to go home and see his family at night, have his dinner, and get out of his cold or cramping clothing and the heavy gun belt, etc., and be with his family and friends day after tomorrow.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So much so that, guys, I got to tell you that that's also what we call emotional manipulation. That's right. That's not legal reasoning at all. I mean, civilians also want to go home. I'm sure Renee Good wanted to go home to her 3 children and her wifey. But, I mean, the law does not prioritize officer comfort over civilian life. And a fear of an inconvenience or a danger is part of that job, you ding-a-ling head. And it's not a blank check to kill, although it seems like the Trump administration was issuing blank checks to kill. Allegedly.
And there are a whole lot of people that don't get that chance because they gave somebody a break.
That's true. And I mean, ultimately, Judge Joe Brown, let me keep it real with you, all right? It's just, it's trash. It's victim blaming and a lot of speculation, a lot of cultural fear mongering and emotional pills, like I pointed out, and kind of law adjacent type rhetoric that he's become known to do in these type of interviews. Like, it sounds great coming out of his mouth, and it's a contrarian type of view to what's going on in the news and the events of the day. And it's always good to have that person there that could possibly be an actual judicial opinion coming from a former judge, whether we like it or not, or whether we disagree with it or not. He is basically exhibiting to us that judges basically can interpret the law however they want. And in this new administration, where there seems to be no rules, or the rules change daily, is more important than ever to ensure that judicial opinions such as this one that rely on, emotional manipulation and filth to actually be stood up in court as a viable legal opinion. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we live, talking shit, getting clicks. Tonight's show. What is Melania gonna think? What is Melania gonna think? What is Melania going to think? That's Nicki with Trump. She kind of looking like Tupac. She got the Tupac look when he was in the car with Suge the night of. Ugh. I mean, should we save this or should we not save this? I'm going to be honest with you. Take me to the U. Let's get the applause. Whatever. No 3 times. That one's for me. Look awesome, guys. Everybody out there. I appreciate everybody who's going to stop by the show. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe. We're not hitting buttons no more. Oh, there we go. And to the gang.
Many people know him as the Jump Out Boys in their city.
The gang. Got a live chat up. Oh, guys. All right. Children, I mean, you got that off, children. But yo, let me not forget. This is the We. It's We Live, guys. It's Wednesday. It's We Live, okay? I'm for serious. I am for real. All right, that's enough of that. Oh my God, you guys, stop it. That's for real, for real. It's we live because there is no we without you. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you out there, and that makes all comes together. We form like Voltron, and it becomes the we. And there's so many we's that we need three of them. We, and we. I wish I could explain that better, but I am Mo 3 times. That's right. That was me. I'm Mo 3 times. And what I do is I come on here and every week in, week out, I want to talk about movies. I want to talk about the new sneakers that are out. I want to talk about the new snacks that are out or a new strain of bud or something like that. Like, I just want to talk about the happy things of life. And honestly, yo, I'm gonna give you to serve you up the tea type of guy. I'm not that type of guy unless, you know, we're talking about politics. Then I am the butler with the carafe of hot, delicious Lipton brews or East India. Anyway, I say all of that because, yo, these are the things that I would rather be doing. Like, I've been watching some good things on Netflix that people put me onto, adult animation called Pantheon, which is a beautifully drawn, and the story is gorgeous. And I'm talking about it sticks with what is going on today and the near future, right? So I want to talk about that, or I want to talk about the delicious little steak bites I made this evening, and I like tossed them in some garlic butter, parsley and everything like that. Then I had a baked sweet potato, and I baked it myself in the oven. Washed it, scrubbed it, little light olive oil, salt over the skin, and then it was all tender. And like pushed it together and like cut it in the middle, and I fluffed that thing out. Threw a little. I had some. I didn't have some love. I went in the refrigerator and I rated. There was some honey cinnamon butter that you can get at one of those popular steakhouses that everybody goes to. I didn't say like a very popular steakhouse everybody goes to. Me, it's like a Roadhouse in Texas or something like that. Anyway, we had that butter and I put that on the yam, and then I had some. Listen, guys, I got this salt and this salt. I got a cinnamon sugar blend that we keep in the can, and I sprinkled that on there with the cinnamon honey butter. And then I stuffed it back in the oven while I prepared the steak bites. And also, you know, I had a Caesar. You know, I had the first Caesar. Delicioso. Turn it up. Right? And I want to talk about all these good things and everything, but I get stuck talking about politics. And you want to know why I get stuck about politics? Because that shit counts, because there is no fun. There is no delicious food. There are no beautiful movies or fly-ass Nikes if we don't have a world in which to live. And that gets started with politics. It also gets started with you and me. And you and me make fucking duh. That's why we're here. Some togetherness, guys. A little community. All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. Like a little community. And we need to get together, especially in these days and times. And no, we do not have to agree on everything. I value different opinions, different ways of thinking, because with that, if you got a different idea, then we can look into that. And if you're wrong, you're just wrong, and we'll duke it out a little bit. And if you're right, you're right. Then that's whatever. I will not debate my humanity. I won't. I see my friend posted that earlier, but that's something that I live by. I'm not going to debate my humanity, and I'm really not going to debate things that, you know, that are factual, unless you got like some new evidence or some facts or some different numbers. But if you're just coming with rhetoric or emotional type of leanings, like in the case of Judge Joe Brown here, when he's talking about the ICE shooting Renee Good, like if you're gonna come in with some of that bullshit, then yeah, it's not even gonna be a debate. I'm gonna let you speak, right? Say thank you, and then we're gonna go over. I'm gonna fact check you, or I might just do it while you're talking. I don't know, but I'm not I am not even trying to see this picture right here. Didn't I say we need to stop it? I'm sorry for yelling, children. I'm sorry for yelling. But let's go on the chat. Greetings, salutations, mainline. Oh no, is that Flashback in the house? Sunlight Productions?
Ain't nothing.
Oh yes it is. Hey Kato, what's going on? What's good? How y'all doing? See, I was about to, I almost hit, I should. It's like a good luck thing if I say, Kato, if I say your name and then give you like a crazy sound effect like this, like it's always going to be a good show when that happens. Yo, not for nothing. I realized that it's been, anytime we break 100 views, I'm always a little giddy about it. Even after all of these years, either, you know, I still like, oh man, like I enjoy when people watch this stuff because I put a lot of time and a little effort up into here. But honestly, yo, our last show, the last show I did, 29 of 30. By the way, this is show 30 of 30. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, goals are the shit. I'm gonna tell you that. Having goals are the shit. Having an objective and a target is the truth. Sometimes I forget these little lessons in life and I have to revert back to them, and it's like, oh man, oh, I knew this. Oh man, yeah, that worked. What am I doing? So the goal that I had was 30 days of live streaming and 30 straight days of live streaming, right? Right. Did it happen? No, it didn't. I did not do 30 straight days of live streaming. The reason why I can laugh and like as a goal because I don't feel like it was a failed goal at all. Because really, when I broke it down, like the thing was to hit live more, you know, get those jankinesses out the way, which I realized that little janky feeling before you hit live, that little before you step on stage into the proverbial spotlight, if you will, it's always going to be there. You're going to have those little butterflies in your stomach. And I realized like, it's like it's like a wise man came and said, yo, when those butterflies go away, bro, you need to worry. You really need to worry. So right now I'm doing good with that. But also I wanted a chance to go live, like express myself in a little bit more clearer state because guys, you know, I have the ADHD, a little bit of the aughts and everything like that. And I might even have a little bit of that Kanye. By the way, we'll be talking about Kanye and his apology coming up in this show. But I say all of this to say that it was good. I didn't do 30 for 30. But I've live streamed in this past month and some change than I have this whole time that I've been doing it. Not actually, I have more shows, but like frequency wise, and also it made for some better conversations. I got more looks from different people because I got to go live at different times. Like I went late sometimes I went early, sometimes I went in like the afternoon, sometimes I went mobile from my phone where I realized that shit, I got a lot of views, a lot of people just flicking through, and a lot of those people flicking through, hey, they stuck. And they listened for a while, and I got a little boost in that chart, and it was a pretty good thing. So I say all of this to say that, listen, my goal I set out for was 30 straight days of hitting that live stream. And did I fulfill my goal? Technically, no. But I still got the juice out of that orange. Maybe I could have got a little bit more juice out of it, but I'm drinking juice. I'm not dehydrated with it right now. And because I had like a target, even though I didn't hit bullseye with a target, I think and I believe that I still hit the target. I still got some points out of that. I think a bullseye is 50. I might have hit a little double 20 for the 40. You know what I mean? Got me a little bit more comfortable going to it, kind of getting a sense of, you know, where I want the show to go. Because like I said in the beginning of this, I didn't start this show. The channel's called Talking Shit Getting Clicks. I never thought that talking shit would involve a lot of it being the federal government. You know what I mean? But it is. all of the hijinks, all of the craziness that we reserved for, Hollywood starlets and pop stars and athletes and stuff, all of that dysfunction and craziness that we had with dysfunctional and crazy people, we get to see it every day in our federal government. There's always something going on. There's always something that they're doing, and we get to see the results of what's going on and everything like that, and the fallout from decisions that these people on Capitol Hill make, and every day. How long? Where were I? Every day there is some ish to go over, whether it's a 5-year-old in ICE custody, whether it's people inside of the ICE facility starting to turn it up now, right? Whether it's a Minnesota congresswoman who's doing a town hall and some crazy nut decides to spray a foreign substance on her, and not only does security gets, but not only is she stands her ground, like she was about to put the clamps on him. She was about to put the dukes. She threw the dukes up. She just threw it. No, she didn't. She got her like a real fighting style, a stance on him. So we get to see that. We get the, Kanye West. Is he insane or is he genius? We get an apology letter for him because an album's probably coming out soon. And there is an album that's coming out in a couple days. But we get a Kanye West sighting, which, for all intents and purposes, is he's an entertainer and he entertains no matter how you feel about it. I'm going to move my solo over here to the center, right? So we get to talk about all of that stuff. Man, there's a lot in here. Not just speaking about Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump getting on the stage right now. We got another sighting of, what's the boy's name? What's his name? Nick Shirley. Remember Nick Shirley in Minnesota? He was back on the block. All right, we're going to talk about all of that stuff tonight. But don't leave me talking by myself, damn it. This is called talking shit, getting clicks. It's a two-way street. No. It's not a two-way street. It's a huge highway, when you're going on, you go to Orlando, you go to that part of 95, when you're going into Disneyland, and then you get a 16-lane highway. That's what I'm talking about. And part of that is calling the number 313-825-5557. You can applause now. Oh, there we go. Little air horns? Why the hell not? 313-825-5557. Talk with the homeboy. Well, 3 times. That's me. Or, see, now I'm playing myself. I am playing myself because I'm supposed to do this point, and then the chat's supposed to come up. Right? Am I right? Is the chat supposed to come up? Let's move that over here. Let's move that over there. But I don't know, guys. What do you think, chat? You guys there? Am I still live? Because I've been having issues week in, week out. I've been talking, and no one's been talking back to me because I wasn't live, and I do 30 minutes of show only to realize that, hey, I am not live. Sometimes I'm not live, but I am always live. Let the children sing. No, they're not going to sing right now because we've been doing that too much. But you guys remember Nick Shirley, right? Let me bring up a picture of him. We'll talk about Nicki next. We'll get that out of the way, guys. We'll get that out of the way quick. I know I made it the thumbnail. I did. I sure damn did. Yo, let me show you. This is Nick Shirley. Right? I put Nick Shirley videos, but I didn't mean to put that. I just meant to throw that up there, and then I'm going to hit you with the monitor. You remember this guy? He's outside the learning center, right? So this is basically what happened. I want to show you right now. Check
Everyone
this out.
seems to be talking about the viral video by YouTuber Nick Shirley visiting Somali-run daycares in Minnesota that receive millions in taxpayer money and showing a lack of kids present. Well, I have a strange twist for you. The daycare that's getting the most attention from Shirley's video is the Quality Learning Center, misspelled as Quality Luring Center. While answering questions today, the state commissioner in charge of licensing daycares claimed that the Quality Learning Center permanently closed 1 week ago, which would have been before Shirley filmed his video. Listen.
I will share that our team was notified that Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago. And I believe the details that were given at that time were around space concerns. And that's what was shared.
But after that press conference, we went back to the Quality Learning Center and vans were dropping off dozens of children. Parents and a manager told us the daycare is open and is legitimate. We saw state inspectors leaving, and we hope to find out by the end of the week if they made any new findings. I'm Luber Goose. Follow for more news.
Luber Goose. Follow for more news. So at the time he went, it was closed down, and then it got opened back up. The reason why I talk about Nick Shirley is because he's at it again. Now, don't forget also, guys, I would be remiss if I did not say, and I'm on it tonight because this is something that I would forget. But let me tell you something. All right, and I was talking about this in the show last week about, I got to get another. Let me get this. All right. All right, this is Edward Korestein. Excuse me for that. Excuse me for the search lingo. But this is Edward Korestein, right? Also known as Big Balls. Paws. Not paws, but just plain old big balls, right? Now, the thing was, they said that he was carjacked, right? There was a carjacking, and on that evidence alone, they were like, Washington, D.C. is way too violent, and we need to bring in the National Guard, right? So the National Guard was really bought in after this story of Big Balls basically getting carjacked came out in the news. But really what actually happened was he was out, and I'm going to speculate right now. He got in a fight. We know that. He got in a fight. It has been said that it was a young teenage black female that put paws on him, and basically that's what happened. He didn't get carjacked. It wasn't like that. He was out and about. He was talking smack, and they wasn't having that in the chocolatey of chocolate cities of the world, which is being gentrified, but it's still a lot of chocolate there. Let's just say. Right? But because of that, we got National Guard into Washington, D.C. So through that little Trojan horse or act or experience, we got National Guard in Washington, D.C. I say this because Nick Shirley is basically the catalyst of why ICE is in full effing force out in Minnesota. Now, does Trump hate Governor Walz? Yes, definitely. That could also help with the number of ICE agents that are currently roaming through Minnesota. But it's also this guy here. It's also the media frenzy that he had on everybody for like at least 24 hours before the truth started really leaking out of what was going on. Trump's base went ham and eggs and feet and cheese over all of this. Even you can see some guys with wearing center type sweatshirts on. He made one. You can see a lot of people wearing that sweatshirt. So we can see how these little incidences and little lies and little just flips of truths can have huge impacts on wide swaths of the population. But I also bring up Nick Shirley is because he tried to take that show on the road, and this time he was in Baltimore. So a couple days ago, we got some video of Nick Shirley being confronted in Baltimore. Let's see what they got to say.
Here. I don't want you here making up anything for your social influencers to try to attack more people. If you want to see fraud, go to Fells Point, go to Hamden. Stop targeting us. Stop targeting us. It's not about fentanyl, because you could go to the doctors who started the opioid crisis. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go to the source instead of trying to harass the people who are out here just trying to live? Because you have an agenda, and I'm not interested in your agenda. And I'm going to let everybody know that you're here, so nobody will talk to you. Okay, do that. To do anything, we see you. We see you. We want you out of here.
We need him out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, we need him out of here. We live. Talking shit, getting clicks. That's right. We live. And I'm your host tonight. I go by the name Mo. You can call me Mo 3 times. All right. I know why you pulled up. If you looked at the thumbnail, if you looked at my thumbnail and you were like, oh, this looks interesting, let's see what this bloke has to say about Nicki Minaj and Donald J. Trump, then you come to the right place. I'm going to give you little videos, little touches, just little touches tonight. That's what we're going to do. We're going to touch it up tonight. All right. A little rewind.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's gonna motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
On behalf of all the entrepreneurs in America, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, because we create...
Ghost it 3 times. I'm back. Let's get a good Nicki pick. Yeah, right there. We'll keep it right there with the deuces up. All right, so guys, you got to understand, right? Nicki Minaj did publicly back Donald Trump and appeared with him at a major event. That event being the Trump's Counts Summit in Washington, D.C. Now, Minaj joined Trump on stage and declared herself likely the president's #1 fan. All right, and saying criticism of him only motivates her support. So she urged people to push back against what she called bullying of Trump. It's not funny. That is not funny. Ugh. Anyway, Nicki Minaj pledged a significant personal contribution. Check this out. She allegedly, and it's reported that between $150,000 and $300,000 to the Trump's accounts. And we know when people give money to the Trump administration, they get that money returned to them in the form of power or prestige or more money or special favors. Anybody? Special favors? Anybody think it's special favors? Let me know in the chat. Right? But she pledged a significant amount of money. And now, check this out. The account program is for children designed to give newborns $1,000 seed fund and allow additional contributions that grow until age 18. Damn it, wasn't Kamala Harris trying to give $6,000 for the newborn and then like $3,000 on up into the age of 18 or something like that? I'm not sure the numbers, but I know it was more than what's going on here. Yeah, like, and the thing is, like, what do you want to bet? Them black and Latino babies ain't gonna see none of that cash, cause it's Trump's account summit. It seems like a private venture that the president is using his office to promote. So basically, Trump praised Minaj at the event and in public comments, even calling her one of the most successful female rappers and expressing affection, highlighting her backing and their stage interaction. And this is where Trump shines. Just smooching with the celebs, or the B celebs, or the C-list celebs. I know Nicki probably has a project coming out sometime this year, so we'll see how that goes with her. But there's a lot of commentators and political analysts that are criticizing Minaj's endorsement, including me, and saying her support is controversial given Trump's broader political reputation and policies. Duh. But Minaj's public support for Trump is a part of her evolving engagement with the political issues. She's previously spoken about religious persecution in Africa internationally and participated in conservative-leaning events like the Turning Point USA that she did with Erica Kirk a couple weeks ago. So basically that is what's going on with Donald Trump and Nicki Minaj. Double it up. Yeah, there we go. So what do you guys think about it? Listen, I'm not a huge Nicki Minaj fan, but there's some songs that she has that I rock out to. I'm not gonna lie, she has some bangers. Am I gonna treat her like I would an R. Kelly? Could I treat her like an R. Kelly? No, I'm gonna listen to Moment for Life every now and then. I'm not gonna lie. All of this, honestly, I don't believe any of this. I think it's a ploy. It's not even, I'm not hoping it's a ploy or anything like that. It's not, like, she's not that serious of a person in my life. And that I'm trying to wish any type of life path for her. But it is, it's crazy. But this is what a lot of rappers were pro-Trump. Kodak Black, for one. That's one I remember. Who else? Nelly, yeah. 50 Cent leaned that way, didn't he? Yeah. There was a whole host of rappers. Was Nicki Jam one of them? She's hot. I think Nicki Jam was one of them. He came out when, the Puerto Rican, and he was like, yeah, she's hot, and then they realized it was a dude, but maybe he thought Nicki Jam was actually Nicki Minaj. Could have been. I don't know, but it's just me out here, guys. I need y'all to do me a favor. Hit the line. Let me know what you think. I got the lines open right now, just for you. Let me know what you think about this Nicki Minaj thing. I was walking past the TV today, and Love was watching CNN. I believe they were showing Jasmine Crockett like doing like a little like press conference, and she's calling for the release of a 5-year-old. That 5-year-old's name is Ramos. I know that. Liam? Is it Liam? I think it's Liam. Let me play this video and we'll find out for sure. I just remember the blue hat.
This picture of Liam Ramos being detained by ICE is sparking a war of words over what really happened to the 5-year-old student at Lakeview Elementary School in Columbia Heights. Witnesses say the boy was taken into custody along with his father in their driveway after arriving home from preschool on Tuesday, and that federal agents tried to use Liam as bait to get his mother, who was inside the home, to let them in.
Mom was there. She saw out the window and Dad was yelling, "Please do not open the door."
But DHS officials say Liam wasn't being targeted by ICE and that his father abandoned him while trying to get away from federal agents.
And then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death?
An attorney says Liam and his father entered the U.S. lawfully from Ecuador in 2024 and have a pending asylum case. He says Liam's father doesn't have a criminal record in Minnesota, and he believes the two are being held together at a federal facility in San Antonio, Texas.
The fear that was generated, the terrorizing of the children and the community, that's just horrifying.
District officials say Liam is one of 4 children from Columbia Heights who've been taken by ICE over the last few weeks. And witnesses who were there dispute DHS's version of events, saying there were plenty of adults around who could have taken care of Liam instead of taking him to a detention center.
The onslaught of ICE activity in our community is inducing trauma and is taking a toll on our children, taking a toll on our families, our staff, our community members.
Now, the attorney for Liam's family hasn't had a chance to speak with them in Texas yet, but he says he's reviewing several legal options to get them out.
Yeah, first of all, that's crazy. As you can see, look at that little baby in the cold frozen tundra, because that's Minnesota. How the hell do you go from Minnesota to Texas? How? That's just like a knee-jerk reaction from me. That's just something I really would like to know right now. But as you guys may or may not know, there are protests going on in that Texas ICE facility. Check out some drone footage. This is how they want you. They're loud out there. Now, this has music over it, so I'm not going to play. You can't hear really like the child noise. But look, they have signs up there, and they are basically protesting that there's a 5-year-old little baby. There's a 5-year-old little up in the ICE facility along with his father, which will probably be, I mean, for this situation, at least he has a parent, and hopefully they're together. But you can see there are little kids in this ICE facility. Like it kind of reminds me of how our layout was when we were when I was deployed over in Iraq, the second deployment, of course, right? But let's go back to it. It seems like the story was being told that ICE came for the pops. The pops was with the son, and the pops tried to run to ditch off with the son. Now, I did see reports there of people that were there and said that there were other family members like aunts and loved ones and people that had, watched over the child that were already there. So if they said he did run, he did run. I don't know. It happens. I could see like somebody getting scared and just running and but it's kind of tough. Like he was with his pops already. It wasn't like he was with his mom and like everybody, and pops just took off or was like whatever. But it seems like when the pops ran that he already knew that his child would be with a loved one, and it seems that ICE used that child as, a little prop to get that man to comply. So, I mean, the justification from Department of Homeland Security on this one is a lot more stable than any of the excuses they've been given for these shootings that's been going on the past couple of days, But this was just a story I wanted to share because, like, this is the thing that is happening under the current way that ICE is being ran. All right. And then we can go further into that because Greg Bovino, Gregory, this F-face number 1, this guy has been ousted. He's been ousted, and he has been replaced with Tom Homan. I'm going to bring his name up here. Yeah, the same Tom Homan that was caught allegedly accepting 50K in a little small paper bag. This Tom Homan. It should also be known that Tom Homan did serve as an official in the Obama administration when Obama was called the porter-in-chief. We called him the porter-in-chief, and there were never any as much protests that was going on under Obama. And I think the reason why, and I'm just going to say I have a feeling that the reason why was because it was more of a due process, right? Anybody that's in ICE, you should know that it's a messy business all around. It's a messy business because you're dealing with language barriers, even though, yeah, we know we have interpreters and they hire people that speak second languages, but there can still be a lot of language barriers there when trying to case someone up for being here, quote unquote, illegally. So I don't think that ICE was necessarily very smooth running during the Obama administration. Like, we did have kids in cages there as well. But it's not to the point of how the Donald Trump administration is running things. This feels a lot more aggressive, in your face, and authoritarianism type of movement rather than event that involved the actual following of law, oversight, and transparency. You know? So if in the Obama, if there was any issues that went on, whoever was in that position, you know, gave a briefing of what's going on, how they're going to fix it, where it went wrong, and they were accountable. And that was it. I have never seen, and I'm going off on a tangent right here, guys, but I have never seen like a group of people so allergic to accountability. So allergic. You know, and I'll use sports as a reference. We talked about Josh Allen, right? We talked about how Josh Allen threw all of those interceptions, and we saw how the media, you see how I said media, the media, you know, made excuses for him, you know, but he literally went up on that podium and he took responsibility for the Buffalo Bills losing that game. Whether his teammates felt like that or not, he took responsibility because he felt a sense of responsibility because he's a leader of that football team and he has a ball in his hands more times than anybody else, and he should have brought it home, and he didn't. So he took accountability. However, Trump administration, when something goes wrong, all the thing you get is, I don't know. Oh, that's not my department. That's not my area. Or straight blaming and gaslighting. You know? And it was something that the GOP always had when they were traditional and men had to be men and there's a certain way to carry yourself and live life. And the things that they preached are not the things that they are practicing. And that sucks. Let the children sing. Y'all don't forget, we got that call-in line 313-825-5557, or hang out with us with the Jump Out Gang. You know them, the Jump Out Gang in the chat.
Many people know them as the Jump Out Boys in their city.
Yeah, please do that. We talked about this already. Yo, she like was holding his hand, like she had a hand under and there was a hand over of that nasty, greasy, pudgy, fluidy paw of his. Yo, it was so disgusting. Ew. Yeah, we can do another one of those. Oh man, yo, new news today though. We're getting through a lot of stuff. I told you there was a lot of stuff. If you read the description, I was letting you guys know. that there was a lot of ish that went on. And there's been a lot of ish that's going on, but as we speak, probably still right now, the FBI executes a search warrant at the election office in Fulton County. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Fulton County, Georgia. And that has, all right. So basically this is what happened, all right? So FBI has executed a court-authorized search warrant. Court-authorized search warrant at the Fulton County election hub. Maybe, is there pictures in here? Because I like to show some pics. It's an ugly, squarey type building, if I remember correctly. They're not showing the show it. Yeah, maybe it looks like a damn storage facility. It looks like a storage facility. All right. Right? But anyway, the search warrant was executed at the Fulton County Election Hub, an operations center that is located in Union City, Georgia. All right, so the action was confirmed by an FBI spokesperson as executing a court-authorized law enforcement action, and the focus of the search was as such. It was the warrant was seeking records in connection to the 2020 presidential election. This includes documents relating to ballots and other election materials. Sounds very vague, but cool. All right, now, local officials reported agents were removing boxes from the facility. And then, check this out. You guys got to understand, Fulton County was a central focus of election-related disputes after the 2020 race. This is the Fonnie Willis thing. This is the, hey, I need 11,000 votes. And this has been the subject of a lot of repeated audits and legal scrutiny. Previous audits confirmed no evidence of widespread fraud that would have changed the results. No evidence of widespread fraud that would have changed the result. Now, at the time, it was former President Donald Trump and some allies repeatedly claimed that without evidence, the 2020 election was mishandled in Georgia. And this search comes amid ongoing federal and state efforts to access election records, including civil actions by the Justice Department seeking similar materials. All right, so that's basically what we got. They're saying that Fulton County officials have declined to provide detailed comment while the operation was ongoing. And they say that the search has attracted a lot of political commentary. Holla at your boy. With a lot of critics framing it as part of a broader national debate over election integrity and federal investigatory actions. Guys, you already know how I feel about it. Do it like your taxes. You log in, the IRS gives you your little personal PIN and everything like that, right? So you log in, get your personal PIN by the government, go on your phone, get the app, and vote. And vote. It should not. It's 2025. You know, I'm getting my groceries delivered. If I tip them, they might actually put them shits in the fridge for me. To be honest with you, Peapod used to do that back in the day, guys. They would bring them shits into your kitchen. All right, maybe not put them up in your cabinet, but they would bring it directly into your house, into your kitchen. That's not going on today. Drop them off on the front step. Drop them off right outside the door for me. But this is the where we can you can do your taxes on your phone, right? You can order food. You can order a pickup service. You can do damn near anything, order anything, and get anything using your phone. And the way that that we are not being able to vote by phones is crazy to me. Let me know if y'all agree. Phone voting with the security of, like, say, I don't know, the IRS, would that be good? I know there's been a lot of PPP loan issues, but we're just talking about, hey, putting the votes in. That's it. Simple names, click right there, hit submit. Are you sure this is your vote? Are you sure? Hit OK. Review, hit OK. Your vote's locked in. Somebody tries to log back in with your personal PIN or your name. Oh, they already voted. Oh, somebody already voted and I didn't vote. Guess what? I got the app. Oh, somebody's voting in my name. Look, now I can go ahead and go, let me report that. Then they can do a little audit. Oh, it came from the same phone? That's weird. Around the same time? That's you, buddy. You did that. So, that is what's going on currently today with the FBI raids Fulton County, Georgia. Let the Trojans sing. Let the Trojans sing. Yeah, and then when I was talking about those ICE detention facilities, let me tell you what. That one in Texas isn't the only ICE facility that has been going at it at all. It isn't. It is not the only ICE facility at all. There has been ICE facilities damn near all around the country, to include, I don't know, South Texas. That's where they were, right? The suburbs of Chicago, Baltimore, California City. Yeah. There's issues with overcrowding and hygiene. There's abuse and mistreatment. I believe there was an ICE agent at one of those facilities that just was that's on trial or may have just been sentenced because he was putting a detainee inside a janitor's closet and doing whatever he wanted to do for like a damn near a year, and it's coming to light. So a lot of people are saying that these protests are being made with severe disciplinary actions and crowd control type things. But yeah, that's where we're going. That's what we got. That's what's going on. That's crazy. Give me the groove. Ladies and gentlemen, talking shit, getting clicks. I am Mo 3 Times, your host, and it is We Wednesdays. You should already know. Let the children sing. All right, so we went through all of the little politic type stuff, and we got a little bit of extra knowledge here, and we got a couple of basic things out the way. But you know what? Honestly, it's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about Kanye apologizing. That's definitely something I would like to talk about. Oh, this is jamming. Oh, we are jamming. I ain't even mad at that. Let the children say. We live. We live. Air horn. Lifelong friendships were tarnished by my horrible statements. That's what Kanye West elaborated after his full-page apology for anti-Semitism. He also apologized to the black peoples too. I'm gonna put it up. All right, maybe I got a copy. I think it's the same exact copy. I'll read it out to you right now. That is not, oh, that's the lower monitor. See, that's my, yeah. Showing you guys all the damn goods. All right, so this is his one-page, I'm writing you a one-page letter, and I have sealed it with a diss. Never mind. Y'all know about that. Y'all too young. Y'all some youngins. All right. So this is the contents of Kanye's apology. It says, to those I've hurt. 25 years ago, I was in a car accident and broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture. Oh, there's an M dash. He's using ChatGPT. Damn it! Allegedly. Anyway, he goes on to say the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. Sounds like ChatGPT to me. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Now, he says that comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't until he was properly diagnosed he wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. He says that the medical oversight caused serious damage to his mental health and led to his bipolar type 1 disorder. For you guys that don't know, here is some mental conditions that define someone who has some bipolar 1 disorder. First of all, if a person has experienced a mania that lasts 7 days or is severe enough to require hospitalization, which he has admitted to being hospitalized, even if it lasts 7 days, that is an indicator. If he has a major depressive episode, it's common, but it's not required for the diagnosis. Now, what makes the mania distinct, you might ask? And I'll let you know. A manic episode includes abnormally elevated, expansive, or irritable mood, increased energy or activity. Plus, you got to add 3 more. It's kind of like that point system when you go to the DMV. You got to have like a driver's license, your ID, and then like a bill or something like that. So it's just like that with bipolar 1 disorder. So you got to have 3 or more of the following, and 4 if it's only like the mood is irritable. But if you had inflated self-esteem or grandiosity, if you had this decreased need for sleep, if you had pressured or excessive talking, if you have racing thoughts, if you have distractibility, if you have increased goal-directed activity or agitation, if you engage in risky behaviors such as spending, sex, illegal substances, or making other reckless decisions, that could be it. Now, there are some key distinctions. You have to have the mania is present. That is a defining feature of bipolar. And the severity can be he severely impairs work, relationships, or judgment, and includes psychotic features such as delusions or hallucinations. So that's basically what's going on with Ye. I will continue to read this. Right now, he says bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system. Denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. And I was a huge Kanye West fan. Like, we had the mixtape that came out before the first album with all the beats and the snippet of Through the Wire, and from hearing that, even before the initial album dropped, I was a fan. Like, and the albums were great. Like, he really doesn't have any duds. Maybe one. I can think of one. But really, he has, and he's been just entertaining to watch, from the George Bush doesn't like black people to the, Beyonce should have won this award. Like, it was great. And then he went crazy. The Taylor Swift thing, I was like, all right, that's kind of crazy, but it's not crazy. It's Ye, and it's a music awards show. It's nothing like crazy, like we're doing anything political. Then he wears the stars and the bars, And then he rocks the MAGA hat. He wears the White Lives Matter shirts along with Candace Owens. He gets involved with Candace Owens and those crazies and goes out to Montana, does crazy things. But while he's doing all this, we're upset with Kanye. We're trying to show grace to Kanye, give him some forgiveness, be like, oh man, he's had it tough since his mama passed. But at the same time, he was doing some stuff that was really hurtful for the overall, for himself, for his family, and for his fans and supporters, right? So then all of the White Lives Matter t-shirts and the MAGA hat evolves into the swastika shirt. You guys, he sold a t-shirt that had big ass swastikas, emblazoned on them, right? But He is explaining his disorder right now, and it has to be scary because it's easy to see when someone's in a wheelchair, you know, a broken leg or a broken arm, and you can see that they're struggling because of that physical handicap, whether it's permanent or temporary, and you have a little bit more empathy for them. You're willing to go out of your way to be a little bit more gracious, patient, understanding with these people. You even offer them help, right? But when someone is disabled mentally or has like a mental trauma, it's harder to see, especially when they're quote unquote famous and wealthy. It's hard. It is hard to understand that that person, even with all of those what you would call blessings and gifts and talents, could still have an injury, and it could be worse for him because it's causing him to do crazy things, and also because we can't actually see the injury. So when it comes to mental health, it's a scary thing, right? And I'll leave a link for this. I'll put it right here in the link because I'm not going to go. But he apologizes for the swastika. He basically says he's not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. Then he gives a line to the black people saying, to the black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows and the darkest of times. The black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I am so sorry to have to let you down. I love us, right? So then he goes on to talk about more of the illness. He talks about Reddit forums. I love Reddit too. And where, you know, different people get and speak about being manic or depressive. It's kind of like a little meeting that you can have online with these things. I've been in some ADHD groups, and it's helped me be a little bit more patient with myself and understanding, but they also teach you ways, you know, to get around it without having to use all that crazy Adderall, because I want to be wired up all the time. Like you're definitely, it's like you're methed up. Who wants to be methed up all the time? So like they give you little natural remedies, or hey, this works for me, this breathing technique, this exercise, this schedule, it works for me. But so he does that with Reddit forums. He goes and looks for like advice, and he gets to get things off his chest and stuff, and I'm pretty sure he has a burner. Or he might actually be on there as Kanye somehow. That would not surprise me. But he says his words as a leader in the community have global impact and influence. In my mania, I lost complete sight of that. And that's why I don't look for rappers or entertainers necessarily to be a leader for me. Like even back in the day, like I appreciate it for what he said with George Bush, because it was dead on, balls on accurate for the exact circumstances, times, and days and events that we were experiencing back then with the events of Hurricane Katrina, right? But then he goes on to say he's found a new baseline, a new center through effective regimen of medication, therapy, and exercise. I mean, that is the exercise, a little therapy, because hey, you guys go get a physical checkup, go get your brain checked up, go get your emotional awareness and all that shit checked up too. It's very important to get those things that you can't necessarily see, to get those things checked up. You know, figure out some things about yourself. It's not necessarily a bad thing. And he says exercise and clean living, which would do it for a lot of us, right? He said he's found a lot of much found clarity and newfound respect and positive, meaningful art, music, clothing, design. I'm not gonna lie, yo, if you see across your Instagram or whatever social media, and it's like a Yeezy brand, he's selling slides, and it looks like $20 for Yeezys, that shit is not a scam. He's still making banging clothes. He's giving the clothes at a great pricing point, and if you order at the right time, you'll get it quick. We figured that out. But once he starts with the new gear, if you order it on that first day that it comes out, that's what we usually do, like within the first week, you're gonna have to wait a couple months. But it will come to you, and you'll be happy with it. I've bought a couple of little, you know, rinky-dink Kanye pieces, and I'm not gonna lie, yo, I got those ninja shoes. I've worn them once, like around the house. I need to wear those out somewhere. right? The little ninja slipper sock joints. And I got the slides. I got a white pair of slides. When he had those Adidas slides, I got those from Yeezy when they came out, and I'm still rocking them. They still got good tread on them. I wear them things like that is my kick arounds. Out the house, in the backyard, running around. But then I got me some nice clean white ones that I wear inside the house when I'm feeling all whatever. So, like me personally, I've come on this show before and I was like, listen, like he's gone too far. Like I'm really done with him, right? And you know, I'll still get some slides, unfortunately. I don't think that the slide money, I never believed that slide money was going to Nazis or anything though, you know? But honestly, maybe I shouldn't have bought that gear. But it's also good to see that he apologized. All right? It's good, and I was ready to give him some grace. The thing that I do have a problem with is that he posted this in the Wall Street motherfucking Journal. That's what I get. You want to know why? Because you're apologizing from anti-Semitism. Wall Street Journal is owned by, first and foremost, Rupert Murdoch, who people might have made claims, but he's a dirty, crotchety POS. He's got some little cases going, allegedly, that involve some misguided sexual escapades. But he's never been really, just because he has Jewish friends and employees does not make him anti-Semitic. But to me, the Wall Street Journal is, like, if you're going to apologize, like, bro, does it have to be like a Rupert Murdoch owned business? The same person that's responsible for like Fox News and everything like that. You know, like for me, I'm like, if a Kanye apologizing on Wall Street Journal is the one thing, because I want to believe him. I want to believe him, and I want to jam out to the new album without any types of like guilt or anything like that. And he plants himself as a good case of the mental health thing, and he goes crazy because I get it. It's a scary thing. You don't know what's going to happen. I know he's scary too. But then the choice of putting in the Wall Street Journal, where if you're talking about anti-Semitism, you could have went to the Jewish Telegraphic Agency, the old JTA. You could have went to the Forward, which is a progressive, investigative, cultural, political type of publication for my Jewish brothers and sisters out there. You could have went to Haaretz. It's an Israeli paper, Or, hey, you're apologizing to black people? My nigga, you're from, excuse me for the N-word, but please don't take the N-word out my song. Yo, you are from Chicago. Why don't you go to Chicago Defender, which is like one of the oldest black-owned newspaper ever in the United States. Like, it came apart in like the 1800s. Late 1800s, I believe. Right? How about you go to like OK Playa or Vibe or Essence? Why don't you put that one? Why don't you make it for them? Because honestly, those magazines got you hot back in the day. Those were the ones that had your bag, that when you had albums coming out, when you want to do this and that, they were talking about you in Essence, Vibe, and OK Playa. You're from Chicago. You go to the Chicago Defender with this. Why the fuck give it to the Wall Street Journal? That lets me know that, yo, bro, maybe you need to up that dosage just a little bit. I'm just saying. So this is what I will do with this apology, guys. And I don't know. F it. Let me, I'm going to put up a poll. Let's do a poll. You freaks. That lets me know that, yo, bro. Oh, that's how I sound? Ugh. This is what you guys listen to? I get it. I get it now. I see what's going on here. How about this? Kanye. We forgive Kanye and accept his apology. That's all. Let me know, yes or no. In the chat. Yes or no. He's apologizing. I said I wasn't going to support him. And then them slides popped up, and they was $20, and I was like, love, hit checkout. Now we all running around. Everybody in the house got slides. Love, what color do you get? You got the black ones? I know Kiki got the black ones. I got the white ones. And I got little spaghetti sauce speckles, and I had to magic eraser them out because they all fresh. But yeah, let me know in the chat. Y'all forgiving Ye or nah? But then he did. He went on and I think it was Vanity Fair. He did an article with Vanity Fair when he could have went to the Griot or Blacktivity or one of those publications and had a further interview. And in that interview, he goes on to talk about like really like the friendships that and relationships that went sour because of his mental health issues. You know, I'm not going to say that he doesn't have mental health issues. I'm not going to say it's a big cause of it, but you can just be an asshole anyway. You know, you can be schizo and an asshole, and you can be schizo and nice. You know, when you're not being schizo. You know, but an asshole is an asshole, whether mentally sound or not. But I appreciate the apology. I appreciate the apology. And there we go. That's how we'll keep it. I'm still not, 100% with him. Am I going to listen? Are you going to listen to the music? That should have been a poll question. Oh wow. We only got one vote. We need more votes, guys. We need more votes than this. We only got one vote. Can I vote? I don't think I can vote. I don't think I can vote. Shout outs to Love tonight. She's one of our top fans. Kato is right behind, followed by Flashback and Mainline. Shout outs, top supporters. She got the brown ones. Just making sure you're listening. You should be in here. On the mic. You really should. Alright, guys. So I'll give it a couple more seconds. If you guys want to call in the chat line, hang out, shoot shit, bring up a subject, anything I want to miss, any corrections, if I made a mistake out here in these 86 minutes that I have been online and on live, let me know. Let me know. Don't forget our show tonight, TrumpAccounts.gov. That is not the title. It just fits right there where I usually would put the title. It's just a little plain picture there. That's it. I was asking like, what's up with Melania now? Because there's a little play on like, yo, they're coupling. It looks like the Donald is coupled up with Nicki Minaj. Which is crazy. What about Melania? She did a movie. Melania did a movie. What is it called? Let's research. It's called Melania. 20 days before the 2025 presidential inauguration, Melania Trump navigates the complexities of the White House transition as she prepares for the role of First Lady once again. Cinematography from Dante Spinati, Jeff Cronenweth, and Barry Peterson. That's great. What else has he done? He's done it all. He's done good movies too. Manhunter, The Insider, Deception. Oh, yuck. Gross. Am I going to show you? Never mind. I'm not going to show you that. F him. All right. Back to the poll. Damn, we still got 100% no here. Y'all are brutal. Y'all are brutal. All right, I'm ending the poll. I'm ending the show. It's talking shit, getting clicks. Oh, I ended the poll. Yeah, I did. I ended the poll. Talking shit, getting clicks. We live. Mo 3 times into his house. That's our show for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of you that came out to watch. Please don't forget to hit like, share the alerts. Share this with a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and we'll be back again. We are done our 30 for 30, and we are going to gear up. And let me tell you what, I'm not going to make any promises right now because it's a lot. I might need a break. I might need a little break, but we got Black History Month coming up, guys. We cannot stop. All right, my favorite time. Talking shit, getting clicks. Thanks each and every one of you guys for showing love today, coming out, listening to me ramble about all things that went up today. I will see you guys next Wednesday, same time, same place. Don't forget to hit those alerts, because I will pop up when you least or most expect it. Shout out to the Jump Out Gang.
Many people know them as the Jump Out Boys in their city.
And you guys do not forget Kanye. It's crazy. We don't apologize. It seemed like a humble apology. I accept your apology. I'm forgiven. I'm definitely not forgiven. And he's on a short chain right now. That's how I